Good evening, everybody. Welcome into Plymouth White Marsh High School, the site of tonight's Philadelphia Catholic League football matchup between the Explorers of LaSalle and the Cahillites of Roman Catholic High School. My name's Bob Long. Alongside me, Rob Stott. Excited to bring you all the action this evening from senior night for LaSalle. We had a bevy of seniors introduced pregame, Rob, guys that have been with this program for a very long time and have dedicated themselves through 4 years of thick and thin, great times, and certainly some struggles. And it is a big evening for all of them to be represented, to be honored pregame, and to have this one last moment in the sun, the last regular season game at home in their high school football careers.
Yeah, for those guys, tonight's a big night. You have homecoming, that's big for the whole team, but this is a nice way to sort of put a cap on your season. You get to do it in front of your home crowd here at PW, and it's just one more chance to go out there, put it all on the line, and bring this season to a nice close and end it on a high note.
Jake Gandolfo will put toe to leather and put us underway. Here's he approaches it at the 40 and kicks it deep to the Cahillites. Picked up there at the 15, and he heads to the right. Has a little bit of a lane, instead heads to the outside and continues to bounce it to the outside. The Explorers able to wrap him up right at the 27-yard line. Miles Jowers takes that one back about 12 yards, and the Cahillites will start on offense. We expected Saran Cummings to lead the team at quarterback, but Rob, they've gone back and forth between 3 or 4 guys this year, and they can mix it up at the QB position.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see sort of how Roman comes out here on offense. It's opportunity for another quarterback to come in, try to spark some life into an offense that hasn't been able to do much this season, but we'll see what they do and how the Explorers deal with it tonight.
And look at this formation. They have 4 guys in the backfield, so if we were confused as to who was going to be quarterback, well, we still are. Hand it off right up the middle. That'll be a gain of about 4 yards, maybe 3, as it was taken down just past the 30-yard line. So Roman Catholic comes out with a little bit of an interesting formation on the first play of the game.
Never seen 4 guys stand next to one another in a backfield on any level of football, so that was something special.
The splits there might have been tighter than on the offensive line.
Unreal, but no gaps there to speak of whatsoever. But a nice job by LaSalle to not get too confused of it themselves and keep it to just a minimal gain there on first down.
And we'll do the same here. Quarterback all the way to the right, 3 guys to his left. And this time the quarterback will keep it himself. The Explorer is able to take him down, but he snuck through for about 3 or 4 yards after the initial contact and gets right up to the line to gain. Looks like they still have it short of the line. 3rd and a half yard. No, they gave him a first. Chain gang a little bit confused on the other side.
Got to get things moving on their end as well. But, just a unique way you think about it. Putting those 3 guys there gives them an opportunity. You have 6 guys basically on one side of the line as lead blockers. So real tough job there, tough matchup for the defense to come out and try to handle that on any kind of situation.
Looks like big number 9, Brian Burton, taking the snap, and he lost that ball. Looks like he got it back. It will be a loss as they nudge forward, but it'll be a loss of 2. I think Roman Catholic very fortunate to get that football back.
Yeah, very much. And then at the same time, you talk about being able to, have all those lead blockers behind you. It's also an opportunity, if anything, anyone makes a misstep, something like that can happen where, balls go flying and it's just a mass confusion, bodies kind of all on top of one another right there, right at the line of scrimmage or at the point of contact where you're catching that ball in the backfield. So, interesting to see. That's 3 straight plays with it. We'll see if they keep going with it.
It looks like the formation, Rob. No receivers. They got 2 tight ends right on the line. And 4 in the backfield. 2nd and 12. Oof. And it is given to the outside. Runs into his own man. Now LaSalle joins the chase and is able to take him down again for a loss, this time of 1.
Yeah, and just kind of mixing it up. That time you saw 1 split out, not even split out, just to the right of the quarterback there, and 2 to the left. So it's an interesting, concept, I guess, to have 3 different potential ball carriers in the backfield. You don't know which way it's going to go, so you got to kind of always be on your toes as a defense. And to this point, on this particular set of, first down, LaSalle's been able to handle it pretty well.
The clock is ticking. If nothing else, they've taken about 3 minutes off the game clock on this first possession. Now it's 3rd down and 14, though, so they'll have to come up with some sort of play to stretch the field or at least get some of this back. 2 receivers to the outside, and Burton's going to take it himself. Burton gets back to the line of scrimmage, pushes forward for 1, but never really any threat to go for the first down, and LaSalle has forced a 4th down, and the offense will get onto the field for the first time after the punt from Roman Catholic.
So what you saw there was, Roman come out and able to get a first down initially, with that unique formation, kind of confusing this LaSalle defense, but LaSalle buttons up on the defensive side and is able to force the punt here on Roman's first drive of the game.
And it's Ryan Flaherty, the punter. Luke Hardy is back deep for the Explorers. His heels on the 30-yard line. Flaherty gets a decent punt off. That one has some hang time. And Hardy calls for the fair catch and takes it at the 35. So a decent punt there from Flaherty. Changes the field a little bit and now forces the Explorers to go 65 yards down the field for what they hope is their first score of the game.
Yeah, and we hope to see the Explorers offense come out here a little bit, better than they were last week. You put that Archbishop Wood game behind you. You had a lot of positives coming out of that game in terms of, using your different weapons and, having some momentum on offense. But this is a new game, new day, new week, and it's senior night. So let's see if they mix these seniors in a little bit here on offense.
And you got 3 in the backfield right now. Liam Tatlingar, the fullback, Daly, the quarterback, and this is the handoff to Manny Keelis up the middle for a gain of 7.
And a guy that's been doing it for, feels like 4 years, feels like forever. It's definitely been, at least 4 years in high school. So Manny Keelis just continuing, as we've seen day in, day out, driving those legs and being a strong runner here for this Explorers offense. 2nd
down and 3. They'll give it right up the middle again. Keelis got the first down and ran through a defender. Gain of 4 and a first for Manny Keelis. And you mentioned he's been here seemingly for more than 4 years. For the football fans out there, the Jared Abradaris of LaSalle High School football. Just feels like he's been doing this for about 10 years. And you feel that way a lot about guys that have done this really, really well for a sustained period of time.
And something tells me he's going to be a focal point of that offense tonight.
In the pistol, they give it once again to Keelis. He'll bounce to the outside, trying to run past one tackler, and does a really nice job to get a couple of yards. That looked destined for a loss.
And that's just, you call it vintage Keelis. Just constantly working for positive yardage, trying to move that ball forward, never giving up on a play, and once again does it there and turns what would have been, like you said, a loss, Bob, into a couple of yards, of offense and keeping the chain, well, not the chains moving, but the ball moving downfield and, not putting this Explorers offense in a tough situation.
They fake the give. Daly right up the middle. Daly forward for 4. And methodically they go down the field, Rob.
Yeah, and that's was wondering when we were going to see our first Sean Daly run, and there it was right there. A play that over the last couple of weeks now we've seen as Daly and this offense sort of recognize that, it's not like they forgot that he was an offensive weapon. It's just that, you wanted to get his quarterback legs underneath him and not force him to do too much as kind of the director of this offense. But once again, tucking that ball and taking it himself for positive yards.
Frusco's in the backfield as a fullback as Roman Catholic jumps. This will be a 5-yard penalty. It will take LaSalle past the sticks for a first down, if in fact that is the call. And they're walking it off. So LaSalle continues to move down the field, and a nice hard count that time from the senior quarterback, Daly.
You'll take the yards however you can get them. Nice job there by Daly. That's showing a little bit of maturity here, almost a little more than a month now. Month and a half of being the quarterback of this team and using that hard count to his advantage and getting a fresh set.
Keelis right up the middle, jumps over one defender, spins through another, and he's about halfway to the sticks. Gain of 5.5.
Just again, I don't know how else you can say it. I got to start breaking out my thesaurus, looking for some synonyms for strong, I guess. Just another tough run by Keelis, and the workhorse of this offense continuing to move that ball downfield.
He's not lying, folks. He's got the book open in front of him. 2nd down, they say 2nd and 4. 2 backs in the backfield. They fake the give. Daly up the middle. Caught on the weak side. Great pursuit that time by the right end of Roman Catholic and limits it to a gain of 1.
Nothing but the ground game so far. Kind of, I guess, expected to see that early on here. You want to establish that, and LaSalle doing a nice job getting positive yards on each of their runs thus far. So we'll see on a third down whether they stick with that or what the call is here.
That time, Rob, C.J. Fitzpatrick came off the edge. He's listed as a safety defensively, but is playing up in kind of outside linebacker position right now. And that was an impressive play off the edge. Now third down and short. Keyless dives right up the middle, hit before the line to gain, and it will be 4th and short.
So you stick with the run there. I think what that tells me is that you're looking at this as a 4-down territory situation here on your first drive. Probably, certainly outside of comfortable range for your field goal kicker, but and it definitely is the offense here staying on the field. So LaSalle rolling the dice a little early here on senior night.
Keep an eye on Brian Burton. He made the last stop. He's right there at the nose tackle position and in tight. The give is to Tatlangari, keeps the legs churning, gets past the 30. That was the line to gain, and he's got a first down.
And if you're looking for those short yardage situations, you want to go to your big man. Just let him take that ball, get behind the big offensive line, and rumble and tumble and pick up the first down. Nice job there by the Explorers offense, blocking up front. Creating some space. Just a little bit of space is all you need for a guy of Tatlangari's size, and he's able to take that ball and pound it up the middle for a first down.
Clock is moving here in the first quarter. All runs on both sides. We're under 4 minutes and 30 seconds left in this first quarter. Still scoreless from Plymouth White Marsh High School. In motion, they give it to the outside. Sam Brown. Nice run to about the 21-yard line. Picks up about half of what he needed.
That was the first time you really saw a, outside kind of one of those jet sweep runs that we've seen the last few weeks that have worked really well for this Explorers offense, getting Brown, the freshman, the ball in his hands and using his speed to get it around the edge, quickly around defenders and pick up nice yardage. He did it there with a nice gain of 6 or 7 on first down.
Grant Hughes checks in at tight end, number 88. He'll split off the line, and they go with 3 receivers here. Tatlangari's on the outside as well. And they're going to give it to Brown. Brown, they try to create the edge. He has a lot of room, but pulled down from behind. What a play there. A flag will come in late, but a tremendous pursuit on the outside by number 33, Amir Gibson, the sophomore.
Unbelievable job by Gibson. We know that Brown's a fast runner. Just incredible job of staying with him in pursuit and making a nice little diving shoelace tackle there to prevent a big gain.
Rob, people don't catch that guy from behind. It is a hold against LaSalle, and I assume Roman Catholic will take it. But nonetheless, I mean, you do not see people chase down Sam Brown from behind.
No, he's certainly a quick offensive weapon, one that I'm sure, you talk about this being senior night. The freshman is going to be an impact player for this Explorers offense for at least 3 more years to come. So, a guy that we've seen used in different ways throughout the year this year as the season has worn on. So, just a nice job of pursuit there and bringing down a speedy running back.
Second down and 14 for the Explorers. 3:23 and ticking here in the first quarter. They bring him in tight. Brown. And now Daly has to get rid of it, taken down. What a play there. He stayed right with them. Jerome Best got into the backfield, and it'll be 3rd and a mile for the Explorers.
And a strong play, a little Conor McGregor walk there coming away from that one, as he should. That was just unbelievable job by him to get through the line and get in, create unbelievable havoc in the backfield and just take Daly down. That was just, I don't even know. That was a lot. That was awesome.
Well, I definitely don't know. I'm glad that you're up on pop culture. You're talking about Conor McGregor walk. I have no idea what you're talking about.
It's that little swagger walk. You get the arms waving loose at the side. You just rock those shoulders back and forth.
I'm not saying I didn't believe you. Just have no idea what you're talking about. 3rd and 24. 2:28 and counting here in the first quarter. Trying to set up a screen. Not a lot of room. He'll float it up the field. Keyless is drilled, and he dropped the football. Incomplete. Kind of left his receiver out there to dry.
Unfortunate.
4th down.
Yeah, unfortunate for the Explorers there. Nice drive, a couple negative plays end up, bringing to an end what was an impressive first drive in terms of running the ball, but a couple of mistakes, a flag, that big sack, and next thing you know, you're off the field.
So Roman Catholic's defense bend but don't break. And Gandolfo will punt it deep. This a line drive kick. They let it bounce, and it takes a soft but good LaSalle hop. That'll get all the way down inside the 5-yard line, touched up at the 4, and Roman Catholic has a long field ahead of them. So LaSalle, they don't score on their first drive, Rob, but they're able to switch the field in a big way and put Roman Catholic in the shadow of their own goalpost.
Yeah, and you're talking inside the 5. Be interesting to see if they run that similar formation with so many guys in the backfield in that shotgun, basically putting them on their own goal line, as they line up to take the snap. So nice job of swapping ends here and really backing Roman up and giving their defense a chance to create some fortune for themselves here on their second drive.
They are going to go with a different formation. First look at Saran Cummings, the starting quarterback. He goes under center. And they give it right up the middle. Big fly of a towel, but it won't be a gain of anything there. Burton taken down right at the line.
All kinds of equipment flying all over the place there. Someone waving a white flag? I don't know.
Well, that's one, Rob, where whether
towel.
You're playing tackle football or flag football, it's a run for no gain.
At the end of the day, it was nothing. It's a nice job by the defense there, lining up, stacking up, and you expect run here. That's all you saw on the first drive, and in this sort of situation, being ready for it.
Burton again, the deep back. They'll give it to him this time the other way, and Ryan Savage takes him down. He holds on for dear life at that back leg and takes down Burton. It's a loss of 1.
Great pursuit by Savage coming around the end there and getting a hold of his man, not letting him in advance and ensuring that he wasn't going to break free and waiting for the rest of his team to come help bring him down for the loss.
Savage has really been a bright spot for this Explorer team this year, and a guy that is a junior, and so will be back next year. He's had a great opportunity to start this year and will continue to be a difference maker on the edge. Now they're back inside their own 3. In motion, a jet sweep. Dangerous play there. Got to get out of the end zone, and he looks like he did. He got back to the 1.
Oof. Very lucky. Very lucky. You try the misdirection, think that maybe, you'll catch the Explorers kind of stacking the box and coming into the middle expecting something, just quick dive or something, but go for it, one way or the other. It's very boom or bust in that situation, almost a big bust, but Roman was able to get out of their end zone and at least give themselves a chance to punt here.
LaSalle looks like they're going to go after this. They don't
Very
have any
precarious.
gunners, and all the Roman players are blocking. Flaherty gets a decent punt off. He'll force Hardy to the sideline, and he fair caught it at the 42-yard line. So a tremendous punt. We'll say maybe one where Hardy didn't quite see how much room he had, Rob, and gave up probably a good 5 to 7 yards of straight-ahead room.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, you got to know in that situation, everyone's up at the line, so it's not like you have, guys are there to protect. It's not like they're coming after you, so you had plenty of time there if you wanted to catch it. You expect a quick punt, so the ball's going to be coming to you quickly, too. So, missed opportunity there maybe for Hardy, but the Explorers do at least get the ball in Roman territory, so they are still set up with pretty excellent field position, all things considered.
That's the end of the first quarter. Here from Plymouth White Marsh High School. We'll take a quick break and come back. You are watching LaSalle College High School football here on BLS. Second quarter underway here on BLS, brought to you by Dunphy Ford in the Northeast, a tremendous dealership, always supporting LaSalle College High School athletics and always supporting us and our ability to come out and do this. So go out and support them. Visit them at 7700 Frankfurt Avenue, DunphyFord.com. Go buy yourself a new car. Don't wait for that engine to die as the temperatures start to go down, Rob. First down and 10 for the Explorers. They just got the football back. Daly right up the middle. He's got a ton of room. It's a foot race, and he's going to win it. Touchdown, Explorers. It's 6-0 to start the second.
incredible. You want to talk about making a quick impact? One play, 41 yards, and you're in the end zone. That's a way to start and finish a second drive for the Explorers there. Excellent job by Daly of tucking the ball and running, and just got to obviously credit the offensive line up front for creating that sort of space and letting Daly break free and open the scoring in this one.
Jake Gandolfo sets T1 up and try to add the point after. Kick is up, end over end, and the kick is good. 7-0 Explorers lead, one play into the second quarter. 11:51 to play here in the second. And LaSalle, they couldn't quite punch it in the first drive. They went backwards on second and third down once they got into Roman Catholic territory. This time, Rob, they made the adjustment. They saw that there was some room. If they were to seal those linebackers and create that room in the B gap, it's exactly what they did, and Daly made no mistake.
No, none whatsoever. And, just an excellent job. This offensive line, we've kind of talked about, all season how it's been a tall task for them to replace 11 starters. But you're starting to see here, final game of the regular season, that things are starting to come together. They held their assignments. They did their jobs, and that's what you get, what kind of result you get when, everything starts clicking on offense and guys start playing as a unit. And it looks good. It looks pretty.
Sean Daly threw the ball 19 times in last week's game against Archbishop Wood. That's, other than Malvern Prep, he's thrown it more times in that game than any other. Perhaps that stat a little bit skewed, Rob, because they did spend a good portion of that game trailing and trying to come back. But tonight, I don't think he'll get anywhere close to 19 attempts throwing the football, the way they're able to kind of move this line a little bit.
No, not at all. And something else, well, we'll talk about it in a second.
This is trouble. What a play there, actually, by Fitzpatrick to pick up that football with one arm. But he'll be taken down at the 15. It could have been worse, though, Rob. Roman Catholic will get things started, but it was a one-handed catch as that ball was by Fitzpatrick. That's the only difference between them possibly trying to get that ball out of the end zone.
Very lucky there. But, again, putting themselves back in a situation where they're going to have to sort of work out of the shadow of their own goal. But to go back to Daly real quick, one thing, you mentioned the throws. Another stat that stands out, 15 times rushing is the most we've seen all season as well. The last 2 games in a row, he's been in double digits rushing, which is good to see. That wrinkle of the offense where they're starting to work him in, his athleticism, and allowing him to work and create things for this offense, and it's coming together. And just another sort of wrinkle to the Explorers offense, another weapon for them to use in. He doesn't have to necessarily throw the ball and create something by throwing the ball downfield, forcing the ball through the air, and it's nice to see that this offense is really starting to click here.
So Ron Cummings, the quarterback, in the I formation now, and actually they'll bring the fullback offset. 1st and 10 for the Cahillites. They give it right up the middle. Burton's getting a heavy load. He gets about 3. It'll be 2nd down and 7. And Rob, I think it's a great point you make, and just to throw one more on there, with Daly, it's not just getting him the carries. It's the type of carries that he's getting. A lot of times on those jet sweeps, those were pure designed jet sweeps. He's going to hand it off 100% of the time. Starting in that game against Archbishop Wood, we saw a lot of the pure college-style run-pass option where you gave Sean Daly the keys to the car, and he made the decision whether to hand it off or pull it back based on what he was seeing with the outside defensive end. And he's made some great decisions in the last couple games. Once again, a handoff. Up the field they go, and a 1st down. Looked like Burton once again.
It's a lot more traditional looks here from Roman on their 3rd drive of the game.
Actually, it might have been Shamar Ellis there. They're working a lot of different backs in there, Rob.
Yeah, that's something that you'll see Roman likes to do. They run at least 4 or 5, sometimes 6 guys a game. Being handed the ball and given the opportunity to move the rock, and looks like they're doing the same tonight.
So they have Burton and Ellis in the backfield. This one, I think, goes to Ellis, and Ellis has a lot of room. Out to the 45-yard line. Pickup of 20 for Shamar Ellis, the sophomore.
And just nice blocking up front there. Explorer's not able to get off of those blocks and bring him down, but rumble tumble, and now all of a sudden Roman's got a nice drive here moving in response to LaSalle putting up the first points of the game.
I'm impressed by these running backs. They got some big boys back there. Burton at 210, Ellis at 210. Both big burly guys and trying to get downhill. 10:08 to play second quarter. First down for Roman Catholic at their own 45. The give is again to Ellis, and Ellis turns it upfield. Ellis takes off. That's a gain of 16 yards inside the LaSalle 40.
I tell you give these guys a little blocking, a little momentum, and it's tough to bring down that size. You mentioned the size. It's tough to bring that down as a defender when you have that kind of speed and weight coming at you. And Roman doing a nice job of using that size to their advantage on this drive.
Now they're checking in number 24, Ollie Fisher, the senior running back, into the backfield. He's 5'7", 165, so he's a little bit different type of back, and he is the deep back now. Cummings under center. Fakes the give. He'll throw it down the field.
Pass interference, it's all over.
And it's incomplete. They were fighting for the football.
That's horrible.
And it'll be second down. So for the folks that didn't follow Roman Catholic very consistently over the course of the year, Saron Cummings, a left-handed quarterback.
Putting it up there and, gave his guy an opportunity. There was a lot of fighting going on, down that end of the field. A little shocked to see nothing called there, but, it's fortunate for the Explorers that no yellow was on the field for that play.
Two receivers for Roman Catholic. They'll give it to Burton. Burton churns the legs after the initial contact and gets about a yard and a half and continues to go up the field. There he goes. He scooted right out on the other side of the pile. Call it a gain of 7 or 8.
A la Carson Wentz against the Redskins last year. Thinking he's taken down. You see nothing but jerseys and a big dog pile, and next thing you know, he's scooting out the other end and moving the ball. It was an impressive run.
And now, Rob, with that said, third down and short, clearly 4-down territory, opens up the playbook here for the Cahillites. And they sneak it right up the middle. He's got more than enough. First down, Cahillites, and they move the chains based on pure grit, Rob.
Don't need to worry about 4-down territory when you can get that first down right there. Just a nice QB sneak up the middle and keeping those chains moving and keeping a really impressive drive here, and again in response to the score by the Explorers alive. LaSalle's defense kind of getting run all over this drive here.
8:30 to play, second quarter. LaSalle leads 7-0 over Roman Catholic. Cahillites dressed in white driving down the field. And cutting up the middle there is Ellis. Ellis, a nice gain there, gets about half of what he needed right up the middle.
This drive, it's all about, it's going to be run with Roman, so, it's all about the grit up front, and the battles in the trenches, Roman is winning them on this drive, and just, their offensive line is clearly digging in and getting momentum against the defensive front of LaSalle, not, holding their blocks firm, not letting the Explorers break through or get through their gaps, and, it's just an impressive, really clinical offensive drive here by Roman.
Ollie Fisher and Shamar Ellis in the backfield. They fake the give. They'll slip to the outside, and a good throw there, caught by T.J. Fitzpatrick, taken out of bounds. That's a gain of 12 yards and a first down for Roman Catholic.
And just when I talk about how impressive the run is, they turn to the air, of course, right on time, letting that analysis go out the window for a play. And they lull you into kind of a sleep with what they're doing with the ball on the ground, and taking the opportunity to open it up and go over the top and create a nice, completion there.
No, you're exactly right. It's a good offensive play call is what it is. First down and 10. They can get a first down without getting a touchdown. The first down marker is at the 2. Here's a screen play, and taken down, well sniffed out by the Explorers. Taken down out there by the linebacker, Brendan Frusco, also a senior, flying around on the outside.
Nice job to recognize that and get up and make the tackle quick before anything can really develop there.
Second down and 9. 7:02 to play in the second quarter. They split 2 receivers out wide. They hand it off. They'll bounce it to the outside. Ellis has room, and Ellis is taken out of bounds a couple yards shy of the first down. But, man, the lateral quickness of the big man at 210 pounds is impressive for the Kahelites.
You don't expect to see it, and then he just shows those flashes, and he's clearly got the moves. He knows how to move that weight around and use it to his advantage, and turning what could have been another busted play. Explorers did a nice job getting penetration and getting into the backfield there, but just able to bounce it out to the outside and get positive yardage.
This is where it gets really interesting. 3rd down and 3 at the 5. First down's at the 2. What does Roman do, and do they have a 4th down play in mind? Here is the give. Ellis tries to bounce to the outside. He gets one, but taken down there by the Explorers. Paul Jennings in there on the play.
Be interesting to see what they go with here. Looks guys coming in and out.
6:24 to play. Clock ticks.
In the last game of the year, you're looking at a goose egg in the win column. Why not go for it, right?
What you're saying is, last game of the year now, Dan, you cannot hold anything back now, Dan. It's because they didn't hold anything back. 4th down and 2 at the 4.
Timeout.
And timeout. Rob?
A little chance to think about it.
Had a chance to think about it, but like we said, last game of the year. Can't hold anything back. Plain and simple.
Might as well. I mean, it's been a year. It's been quite the year. So why hold anything back? Put all your cards out there.
Why
Put them
not?
all out there. Go all in. How many other references can we come up with?
That's right. American cinema, I tell you what. It's good to be here with you, Rob. It's been a really fun year, and I think the intent and hope and desire is to be back again next week, whether it's here or wherever LaSalle will host. It looks like it will be, I think it's going to be Archbishop Ryan who they play in a 2-3 matchup of a District 12 6A semifinal. LaSalle will be the host team based on their record in conference play.
Yeah, an opportunity to kind of clean the slate. You had a lot of positives, a lot of challenges this year, but once those playoffs start, who knows what happens, and you get the opportunity to host one as the 2 seed out of the Catholic League. So it'll be interesting to see sort of how things shake out, but fun one way or the other. And it's always been quite the year. Always fun being up in the booth with you, Bob, and making these calls and coming to these games and seeing Friday Night Lights and just having a good time.
4th and 2. They can get a first down without getting a touchdown. They give it right up the middle. It'll be close. Got right down to about the 2. I think he's going to get it after the spot. Still no signal. He got right down to the line to gain. Still awaiting the spot here, Rob. This is a big play here in the second quarter. Clock stopped at 5:57. They might.
They want to measure. I think this will be the first measurement we've seen all year, Bob.
See if they bring it out. This was 4th down. They needed the first, and here they bring out the chains. That ball's right at the 2. And it is short by that much. First down, LaSalle. They get off the field. They're in the shadow of their own goalpost, but, man, that's a big-time defensive stop by the Explorers.
It is. They're, stopping them is nice, but now, you let them drive that far. You're down inside your own 5, so you're putting yourself in a pretty precarious position yourself on offense. So we'll see how LaSalle comes out here. The scoring drive last time, now they got to go 98 yards, 97 and a half, if they want to put any more points up on the board. So we'll see how they go about it on this next series.
I think this is one here where you just stay in between the tackles and you try to move some earth. You don't work outside the tackles with any jet sweeps or anything like that. Just try to get it back, as they do with Sean Daly there. He got maybe a half a yard, maybe 1 yard. 2nd down and 9 upcoming. But I just don't think you want to mess with that end zone, Rob, and you want to rely on the force of your big guys and try to move that earth upfield.
Yeah, you don't want to, risk anything happening, any, awkward exchanges, holdings in the end zone. None of that. You just want to, move the ball forward. North-south is kind of what your mindset has to be in this position, and you saw that it was there on the first play. Direct
snap here to Khalil Diarra. Diarra heads up the field. Diarra keeps the legs moving and gets about 2, maybe 3. It'll be 3rd down and about 6. The other thing, Rob, is there's a timing element to this as well.
Yep.
5:04, and the clock is ticking here in the second quarter. It's kind of unbelievable how quickly this game's going along here. We sit not even 7:40 p.m.
Man, fastest moving game. I don't know if someone's got somewhere to be, but they coaches decided to talk before game, wanted to run, agree to run only. I don't know what the decision was there, but
4:42 now left. Sean Daly alone in the backfield. Daly slides to his right, flicks to the outside, a low throw. No signal yet. Khalil Diarra was the intended receiver.
Looks like some
and
clapping.
It's incomplete.
Some clapping Cahillites would let us know that it is incomplete. But
that's what you like, Rob.
Yeah.
A real strong, enthusiastic call from the referee so you know exactly what's going on. Tremendous.
Good stuff. But, interesting to see the pass there. After a couple of runs, I figured maybe the Explorers would attempt to keep that clock running, but here they go with the punt.
Gandolfo, this one gets caught up in the rain a little bit, or in the wind a little bit, and that takes a decent Explorer hop, but it'll only get out to the 40-yard line. So the defense will have to come out and make a stop, just as they did on the last drive. For Roman Catholic, Rob, a really nice job after that momentum shift to come out and push LaSalle 3 and out to get the football right back.
Kind of, just running parallel to one another. I saw a very similar drive. The Explorers able to keep Roman pinned deep in their own goal, shadow their own end zone and force the punt, get the ball in almost the same exact spot. So we'll see what, that drive ended up being a touchdown on one play for the Explorers. We'll see what Roman can do here with their opportunity in starting inside of Explorer territory.
Seeing Saran Cummings in the shotgun, one running back to his right. They set up the screen, right up the field they go. And it's taken down there. Luke Hardy, I think, made the stop. Nadir McLeod with the catch and a gain of about 7. Oh, no, not Luke Hardy. That was number 16, Griffin Zobel, who came off a tremendous game last week against Archbishop Wood, including a big-time interception that almost got taken back for 6.
Almost, but not quite. And I know you heard a lot about that this week, but still, game he was involved in, heavily throughout. So just a nice job sticking with that play and bringing them down, keeping it to just a relatively short game.
And the ball's on the ground. LaSalle has it. The exchange never went through, and the Explorers come up with it.
Just an unfortunate, exchange of the ball there for Roman, and LaSalle in the right place at the right time, fall on top of it and give the ball right back to this offense.
1st down and 10 for LaSalle. So there's a big momentum swing with 3:47 left. First down and 10. 3 minutes, 47 seconds left in the second. Explorers leading by 7. Daly takes the shot, and that's way over top. Intended for Khalil Diarra. Interesting decision. I know you want to take the top off after a big turnover, but that's double coverage there.
Yeah, that was forcing it. Maybe looking at the score, knowing you have a lead, knowing clock's winding down in the first half here, want to try to create some quick offense, but stick with your strengths. I think that's kind of what the Explorers need to do here. They've been able to run the ball. Just stick to what's been working for you, and don't try to force anything, because then you'll find yourself in a situation where you're giving the ball right back.
Toss sweep to Sam Brown. There he goes, inside the 30-yard line. Big run for Sam Brown inside the 25.
Strong run there. That was, talked about it at the top. Sam Brown has the speed get him the ball in motion, let him get to the outside and make it work, and that's exactly what he did there, picking up a huge first down, a huge gain for the Explorers, and basically flipping the field right there and putting them just outside of the red zone here.
It shows the athleticism of this offensive line for LaSalle. Rob, they're able to pull to the outside, take on downfield blockers, and set the stage. Now they'll give it right up the middle, and Brown gets a gain of a few. He had some head start there going right up the middle, and that's a gain of 3. Boy, when those legs get going, Rob, it is tough to stop.
Yeah, he is an athlete. No other way to really put that. I mean, he's got the size, got the speed, got the basic athletic ability to be a force in this offense, and they're letting them use it right now.
Empty set here. Sam Brown's to the outside, and there he comes across. They fake the jet sweep, and Daly takes the other way. Gets inside the 15, taken out at the 10. It was well identified that time by TJ Fitzpatrick, but one stutter from Sean Daly, and that was enough to put Fitzpatrick on his heels, and he could get to the outside.
Daly out there breaking ankles, just putting the move on. Obviously started the season as a wide receiver and, had to come in as quarterback and has his own certain set of athletic abilities and putting them on display right there, able to, take what could have been a negative play for the Explorers and able to turn it into some positive yards, picking up the first down.
First down and 10 from the 11. They can get a first down without a touchdown. Here's the handoff and bouncing to the outside. It's going to be a foot race, and it's a touchdown for the Explorers. 13-0 on a bounce to the outside. Great play design, and the Explorers put 6 on the board.
Excellent job by LaSalle, just giving the ball in the backfield and, using yet another offensive weapon and turning it upfield, using their size and speed, and just another well-executed play and a touchdown for the Explorers. Nice job with, 2:30 left on the clock here, so still time maybe to make something else happen as well.
Gandolfo, the extra point is up, and it is good. 14-0 LaSalle. So LaSalle, they get that big score before the half. And it's 14-0.
So a quick update. That's Abdul Carter. We had a number change
there you go.
This week, FYI. We've been following him as number 22 here on offense the last couple of weeks, but wearing 19 tonight for
well, tremendous.
For
He's had a
night,
fumble recovery and a touchdown. Great night for him.
Now we can properly make some calls.
Rob, I know I say this all the time. I love high school football, man. Only in high school football.
Just when you thought you had it figured out, Bob, just when we thought we had it figured out, why not throw a wrinkle, throw a new number in there on senior night, last game of the year, and make things interesting for the guys in the booth?
Malachi Harris back deep to receive. Jake Gandolfo will kick it deep for the Explorers. That one's end over end. Harris goes up, and he touched that football, didn't he? Wow, I guess not. It looked like he might have touched that football, but it will be a touchback. Whew. Doggy.
Whew. Could have been something.
I'll say this, back again to Abdul Carter. When he recovered that fumble, I thought, no active 19 on the roster. Maybe I'll just let this one slide. And I'm planning on putting all my hands on the cards on the deck here. But then he scores a touchdown. It's like, we better figure out who that is. Good to see Abdul out there on the field. He's had a very good year.
He has.
His number 22, and now a great senior night, but he's only a freshman, so he's got a long way to go, dressed as 19. And he's out there marauding right now in the linebacking core. There's the handoff and taken down immediately by 3 Explorers. What a play there. First contact made by Isaiah Turner, number 69.
To Carter again real quick. That's another freshman you mentioned, Bob. So you got Brown and Carter here.
Yep.
2 athletic guys. You see, obviously, Carter playing both ways right now, offense and defense. Brown, a strong offensive weapon. So this Explorers team, you're seeing pretty, a lot of weapons being used tonight on offense, but this is something that you'll see develop over the next 3 or 4 years, 3.5 years, 3 years, and tonight, really, into something that could be really special for LaSalle for some time to come.
2:20 to play. A timeout on the field called by LaSalle. They have still 2 left, so they're looking to get the football back here, Rob, and go get one more touchdown.
Not the wrong play. It's you got time on the clock. You've seen your offensive move quickly. The one play, 10-second drive to open this quarter. You've seen them move methodically, so why not, go for it here? Get the ball at the half as well, if I remember correctly. So this is an opportunity to really start to put this one away here before the half is even over.
2nd down and 10. So Ron Cummings, the quarterback, is in the shotgun. Brian Burton to his right. 4 receivers out there. Saron Cummings, nice one-handed catch. Or no, it was incomplete. It looked like he had pulled that one in, but Malachi Harris could not quite pull it in with one. So now 3rd down and 10, and LaSalle saves that timeout.
Yep.
Still have the opportunity to stop the clock twice more if they choose.
Setting themselves up for, leaving plenty of time on the clock here, but, before that, can't think too far ahead because you got a big 3rd down play here. And you don't want to, get too soft and allow Roman to pick up this 1st down and start a bit of a drive on their own.
Ivan Thorpe out wide on the top side. Safety not really in play over there. See if they go for the one-on-one. Instead, wide open. A lot of room there for Cummings. Waiting for one block. He gets by and inside the 40-yard line. And that's as simple as running streaks from Roman Catholic. For LaSalle, bringing all the linebackers and having no spy. And Cummings just takes off to a wide ocean of green grass.
And what'd I say? They got soft and, forgot about the quarterback and Roman. Just a well-designed play, like you said, Bob, letting all the receivers take everyone downfield and leaving just nothing but, wide open field for Roman to just take that ball and really put themselves in a nice position to get some points here before the end of the half.
And not only that, you run streak, then Ivan Thorpe, the receiver's down there to block ahead of you. Screenplay taken down there. That could have been big-time danger there, but a nice catch by Nadir McLeod, the sophomore, taken down by Brendan Fresco.
Yeah, that looked like Fresco was coming and just got that ball to your receiver quick enough and could have been, like you said, Bob, just held on to it a little bit longer, maybe an opportunity for an interception there.
Clock under 1 minute 30 seconds. Ball spotted at the 39. 2nd down and 10. Cummings takes the snap, fires it over the top, and incomplete. Griffin Zobel in coverage. It was intended for Nadir McLeod.
Nice coverage, but just a pass that was a little bit overthrown. Didn't really give the receiver an opportunity there, so LaSalle lives to fight another play here.
And even if he had, Griffin Zobel's done a
Had
nice
awesome
job.
coverage.
He's really had a great couple games here. He, as well, a junior, one of the guys you'll see back on this roster next year and will be a key contributor on the defense.
Turning into a bit of a lockdown corner.
3rd down and 10.
Another big 3rd down. Can't get soft again. Don't lose the quarterback. And
Yeah, keep an eye on Fresco and Trainer here in the linebacking core if they stay as a spy. Looks like Trainer is that spy. Flipping it to the outside, and it's incomplete. Had a man, but floated it too much and wasn't quite on target. So now 4th down and 10. Decision time with 70 seconds left.
Yeah, Cummings just knew where he was going, put it in the right spot, just not enough air underneath it, not enough arm behind it, so falls harmlessly incomplete. And even if it was, completed, receiver went down there, probably would have been down right at that spot, so short anyway.
If I may, Rob, I may even say too much air underneath that football. You got to put that ball on a line, especially when you're running a 10-yard out like that.
Yep.
That's if you're putting that ball with any arc on it, you're asking for a potential interception. 4th down and 10. They need the 29 of LaSalle for a 1st down. LaSalle brings the heat. Flipping it to the outside. Burton's got to make one miss, and he does. Heading right up the middle of the field. Runs through one defender, but he's down 5 yards short. Gets up and steps over the defender. That's all well and good, but you're 5 yards short of a first down, and it's a turnover on downs.
A bit of knowing you're going to be short, so you saw number 52, Ryan Savage, in front of you. So, well, you're not going to get the first down, but you're going to feel it. So, man, Savage's nice job getting in the way, and I'm sure that one shaking out some cobwebs.
Then again, Savage does his job.
He does.
Get in the way.
He does.
Get in the path. Take him down. So now, 1:01 left. LaSalle still has those 2 timeouts left. And let's see if Daly will air it out. Keep an eye out for Khalil Diar on the outside and Luke Hardy, 2 guys that can run some deep slants. They'll flip it to Sam Brown. Brown decides to stay inbounds, but now gets back towards the sideline and will get out of bounds. He's marked out of bounds. Clock will stop. It's a first down for the Explorers.
Wow. I mean, that was just some shifty moves. Initially, it looked like a bad decision, but, well, not necessarily bad because you still got...
Actually, hold on.
Oh.
They started this clock again. Everybody's confused. He waved his arms in the air like it was out of bounds, and then as soon as they flipped that ball back to the line of scrimmage, he starts waving his arms to the head official, and they started running the clock. That's just not how you referee.
They do that for first downs to stop the clock? Or is that...
I don't know. I don't believe that he made it... I don't think that he made it apparent enough what was going on. And then LaSalle's coaches started jumping up and down on the field asking them to spike it.
Wow.
It's not empty.
Daly rolls. Daly fires, and it's in and out of the hands of Luke Hardy. Put it right in between the 1 and the 0, and a little bit too much steam that time for the senior receiver, Hardy.
For a guy we've seen make some circus catches, figure he may be able to come down with a little bit of heat behind it, but Hardy is not, and now you're looking at a 2nd and 10 here for the Explorers. So what did happen? Because I don't see a timeout off the board. I don't see it being
third down. They spiked the
down.
football, so now it's
third down.
Third down, yep.
All right.
Daly straight drop back, throws, and he's got a lot of room to the outside. Beats his defender to the outside, and it's a first down. And that time I know he's out of bounds.
That time Sam Brown knew where he was. He made a beeline right to the sideline there, and was sure to get his cleats on the white paint on the far sideline and stop this clock. It's a nice job of Daly on a 3rd and 10, able to find his speedy running back turn wide receiver there and pick up a big first down here. Keep this drive moving.
38 seconds left on the game clock here in the second quarter. LaSalle trying to move down the field. They still have the 2 timeouts. Playbook is completely open. Daly drops straight back, steps up, throws across the middle, and it's deflected away. Great defensive play that time by number 5, Amir Lilliston.
Yeah, just a nice job reaching around, making sure to break up that pass, and also getting pressure on Daly before he was making that throw under duress. So just, excellent job on the defensive side by Roman there, and breaking up what LaSalle's first down play.
The other thing is not necessarily the worst thing in the world if he's going to be taken down
4
4 yards. We
in
need
the middle
to
of
burn
the
a
field.
timeout. So now the playbook's still completely open. You have those 2 timeouts with 34 seconds left. Daly will roll. Daly will fire. And they went for the one-handed catch. It was a little bit behind Brown and could not quite readjust.
Unfortunately, just a little bit behind Brown. Brown heading in the right direction, too, towards the other side, the near sideline here. But Daly and Brown just not able to make that connection. And now you got another big 3rd and 10 here for the Explorers with just under 30 ticks left in this first half.
Now, here's one as well. I mean, certainly if you get about half or a little bit more of this back, even if you don't, perhaps this is 4-down territory, just because you haven't seen Roman Catholic be a team that's opened it up too much over the top.
Maybe give Gandolfo pick up some yards, see what he can do with the leg.
Boy,
if the clock's running down.
52 or something like that, I don't know about that.
Why not? It's senior night.
Over the top, and Hardy, well, at least he prevented an interception as was headed right to the hands of Ryan Reeder. He got just about a fingertip on it, which was enough. 4th down and 10.
Now you're definitely going for it. So
24 seconds left. No time for Roman Catholic. If they get the football back, so why not take the shot? And I wouldn't be surprised to see a little slant over the middle here to a Brown and see if he can take off. If Roman Catholic gives you any slack here and backs off at all, there might be room underneath, and all you need is a first down to get yourself another play.
So look for it. They're playing off on the near side here.
Daly fires to the outside, and it's incomplete. He was intending it for Luke Hardy. That one fluttered a little bit in the Friday night air, and it's turned over back to Roman Catholic with 19 seconds left in the first half.
Daly kind of going for it there. Would have liked to see, I don't know if it was the design necessarily, operating the camera here, so I couldn't follow all of the routes as they were running. So couldn't follow all the routes as they were being run downfield, but would have liked to see, a little bit more of a sure pass, one that you can complete and let your offensive guy go to work. But quarterback wanted to pick up chunk yards there and just unfortunately did not make the connection there.
First down and 10 for Roman Catholic. We'll see if they try one over the top. In motion comes Malachi Harris. Harris gets the give. LaSalle stringing him out pretty well, and this flag will bring it back.
Late hit.
There was a block in the back, and then he was taken out of bounds in and around the out-of-bounds marker. Could have been late. Awaiting the signal. 13 seconds left. Clock stopped here. There's a block in the back called against Roman Catholic, and that'll back him up 10 yards.
What's the penalty? What about the late hit? What about the late hit?
So now 13 seconds left. And Roman Catholic, I think, will likely pack this one in. I don't think you take a shot over the top at this point. Only bad things can happen.
The one ref wanted to throw a penalty, but he didn't have a flag.
They give it on the jet sweep. And this is Nadir McLeod to the outside. McLeod taken out of bounds. A big hit on the outside, a blindside hit. And I think this Roman Catholic team might be a little bit frustrated. That was Ivan Thorpe.
Wow.
That's one you don't want to carry over to the second half.
No.
There's a nasty hit there. So now out of bounds with 8 seconds left.
I'm going to pack this one in. Don't want anything too crazy to happen here at the end of the half.
Second down and long. Here's the snap. They're going to fire it long. They have a man down there, and it's incomplete. That's the end of the second quarter. And your score, LaSalle 14, Roman Catholic 0. Interesting play that time. You brought in Jeffrey Grasso, the senior. He's got the biggest arm on the team, so you figure fire that one as deep as you possibly can. It's the first time we saw the right-handed thrower in the game here this evening, and you wonder if Roman Catholic, with the lack of success they've had offensively, whether they would consider going to Grasso full-time in the second half.
Got to do something, right? See it at the end of the first half there. Maybe that's a little prelude to what we'll be seeing during the final 2 quarters of this one, but just nothing working for them offensively. I will say, though, defensively, they've frustrated this Explorer offense at times. Able to create some confusion. I don't know what it is. Just offering some tight coverage, not letting Daly find his targets downfield, and keeping themselves in it. Haven't been able to create much offensively, but keeping themselves in this game. It's still just a 2-possession game. LaSalle gets the ball to start the second half, so we'll see if they can start to pull away a little bit here as they come out of the halftime with some adjustments, and we'll see what those adjustments are.
We'll take a break here after the first half of play, and this first half has been brought to you by our partners at Dunphy Ford in the Northeast. Tremendous dealership, tremendous commitment to the LaSalle College High School football program, and tremendous commitment to us here at BLS, which we really appreciate. So certainly for all the fans out here that have enjoyed a Bob Long Sports broadcast over the years, You got Kevin Dunphy and co. to thank. We appreciate everything they've done for us. And please, next time you're in the market for a car, new or used, car or SUV or truck, give him a look. He's a good man. Tell him we sent you, and thank him for all he's done for us and for LaSalle High School athletics. We'll take a break. Come back here from Plymouth White Marsh High School, and this is LaSalle College High School football live on BLS.
I would say that LaSalle is dynamic. Prepared. Active. Diverse. Brotherhood. Family.
Ford is Mayfair's neighborhood Ford store.
Nobody knows your neighborhood like Dunphy Ford.
Nearly 40 years.
Right here on Frankfurt Avenue.
Generation after generation, our neighbors continue to be our customers. We have access to the cars and trucks you want with financing you need.
Dunphy Ford is Northeast Philly's first choice for America's #1 brand. 7700 Frankfurt Avenue in Mayfair. Online at www.dunphyford.com.
Come experience the Dunphy difference. You'll be glad you did.
What does your character look like? Does it bounce back after each setback? Does it stand out by standing up? Does it make good on good intentions? Character is invisible until it's not. Only through action will the world know what it's made of, what you're made of. Find out how you can strengthen the character of your community alongside empowered veterans and families of the fallen at travismanion.org.
I would say that LaSalle is dynamic. Prepared. Active. Diverse. Brotherhood. Family.
Ford is Mayfair's neighborhood Ford store.
Nobody knows your neighborhood like Dunphy Ford.
Nearly 40 years.
Right here on Frankfurt Avenue.
Generation after generation, our neighbors continue to be our customers. We have access to the cars and trucks you want with financing you need.
Dunphy Ford is Northeast Philly's first choice for America's #1 brand. 7700 Frankfurt Avenue in Mayfair. Online at www.dunphyford.com.
Come experience the Dumpy difference. You'll be glad you did.
What does your character look like? Does it bounce back after each setback? Does it stand out by standing up? Does it make good on good intentions? Character is invisible until it's not. Only through action will the world know what it's made of, what you're made of. Find out how you can strengthen the character of your community alongside empowered veterans and families of the fallen at travismanion.org.
I would say that LaSalle is dynamic. Prepared. Active. Diverse. Brotherhood. Family.
Halftime here back at Plymouth White Marsh High School, LaSalle versus Roman Catholic. The score is, as you see it, 14-0 LaSalle after 2 quarters of play. They'll get the football to begin the second half. Your broadcast team here on BLS is Bob Long and Rob Stott. Excited to be alongside with you to kind of reset things here as we give you a quick halftime report. LaSalle 3-5 on the year. They have guaranteed themselves the number 2 seed in the District 12 6A playoffs, and they'll take on, Archbishop Ryan in the first round of the playoffs. That'll be next Friday. Could be here, could be somewhere local, but LaSalle will host the football game, and we hope to bring that to you live here on BLS. Now, Rob, we talked about it a little bit. It's very much a fresh slate for this LaSalle team as they come into the playoffs, and a strong second half here, trying out some things, can allow them to be in a really good spot heading into that game.
Yeah, senior night. It's last regular season game. You're solidly in that 2 seed in District 12 here for the what is the Catholic League playoffs as they get underway. So an opportunity. You got the lead. You got the ball to start the second half. You can start separating yourselves here. You can kind of open up that playbook, maybe experiment a little bit. Test some things out, see how they work in. You can always do so much in practice, but to try to execute in game time situations, real game, live game situations is a completely different story. So give yourselves that opportunity and see what you can't do. See what sort of wrinkles in your playbook you have that maybe pages you haven't turned to that you can kind of open up and put them to work.
And if you're so fortunate to get through next week's game and head to the District 12 6A Championship, in all likelihood you'll see St. Joe's Prep, who has rolled through everyone this year, LaSalle and Archbishop Wood included. Looks like a special team down there in Fairmount, and they'll certainly have their hands full. I know you called that game, and we're not previewing that one yet because it's not here, but it is a big opportunity. Of course, as a rival school, you do have to give your congratulations to the St. Joe's Prep Hawks for winning the 2018 Red Division Championship in the Philadelphia Catholic League. Remember, Rob, that changed a few years ago when they went to the 6 divisions, and so they only have now the 6A District 12 playoffs. And since they went back to red and blue, Archbishop Wood and St. Joe's Prep and LaSalle, now all in the same division, fight for the same division title in the Catholic League, and so that's determined in the regular season. So it's St. Joe's Prep Hawks that win that regular season title, and for LaSalle, if they're going to exact any revenge, it'll have to be at the state tournament level.
Yeah, and we know what Prep has done. Obviously, all the numbers are on paper for them, but this rivalry. Like you said, you don't want to think too far ahead because you got another game next weekend to get through first. But pending that rematch, that rivalry rematch, you never know what can happen in the playoffs. You never want to write anyone off. Kind of doing that, thinking ahead best next week. But this is a matchup that has produced some pretty epic games, epic outcomes. So one that I'm sure, if we're fortunate enough to see it and call it, who knows what can happen, and I'm sure it'll be a good time one way or the other.
It's halftime here at Plymouth White Marsh High School. It's senior night for LaSalle. A great evening thus far, honoring all those seniors, players and managers alike that have been part of this program for 4 years, and putting it to Roman Catholic a little bit so far here tonight. There's a look at some of the plaques and some of the signs hanging down from the fence here at Plymouth White Marsh, honoring every one of the LaSalle High School seniors that have committed themselves to this football program. I know it means a lot to these coaches. I know it means a lot to this fan base. And if anybody needs any additional coverage, of course, from senior night, we'll have some video available. And, of course, Billy Wass. Bill Wasilenko, the historian of LaSalle College High School football, was out there taking pictures, snapping away, doing his thing. I know it's a big night for him as well, as this is such a special part of LaSalle football, bringing the seniors out and honoring them before this football game. So we'll take one more break. As the band starts to play here at Plymouth White Marsh, we'll bring you back to Plymouth White Marsh in just a few minutes. And this is LaSalle College High School football. It's live every week right here on Bob Long Sports. We'll be back.
Ford is Mayfair's neighborhood Ford store.
Nobody knows your neighborhood like Dunphy Ford.
Nearly 40 years.
Right here on Frankfurt Avenue.
Generation after generation, our neighbors continue to be our customers. We have access to the cars and trucks you want with financing you need.
Dunphy Ford is Northeast Philly's first choice for America's #1 brand. 7700 Frankfurt Avenue in Mayfair. Online at www.dunphyford.com.
Come experience the Dunphy difference. You'll be glad you did.
What does your character look like? Does it bounce back after each setback? Does it stand out by standing up? Does it make good on good intentions? Character is invisible until it's not. Only through action will the world know what it's made of, what you're made of. Find out how you can strengthen the character of your community alongside empowered veterans and families of the fallen at travismanion.org.
I would say that LaSalle is dynamic. Prepared. Active. Diverse. Brotherhood. Family.
Ford is Mayfair's neighborhood Ford store.
Nobody knows your neighborhood like Dunphy Ford.
Nearly 40 years.
Right here on Frankfurt Avenue.
Generation after generation, our neighbors continue to be our customers. We have access to the cars and trucks you want with financing you need.
Dunphy Ford is Northeast Philly's first choice for America's #1 brand. 7700 Frankfurt Avenue in Mayfair. Online at www.dumpyford.com.
Come experience the Dumpy difference. You'll be glad you did.
What does your character look like? Does it bounce back after each setback? Does it stand out by standing up? Does it make good on good intentions? Character is invisible until it's not. Only through action will the world know what it's made of, what you're made of. Find out how you can strengthen the character of your community alongside empowered veterans and families of the fallen at travismanion.org.
I would say that LaSalle is dynamic. Prepared. Active. Diverse. Brotherhood. Family.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to LaSalle College High School football. It's live here on BLS. Bob Long, Rob Stott, we're ready to begin the second half as the Explorers lead 14-0 over Roman Catholic, and they'll get the football back. Kicking off, number 23, Ryan Flaherty. Flaherty drills it, and the Explorers are on it. Up the field to the 20 to the 25. Good moves out there past the 30-yard line. And about a 28-yard take back from number 28, Liam Kennedy, the sophomore receiver.
We'll see how the Explorers come out here to start the second half. We saw a lot of Sean Daly in the first half, a lot of him taking the ball on his own, trying to run it up the middle, a lot of jet sweeps, getting the freshman Brown involved in the offense. At the end of the half, more trying to open up the passing game a little bit, see what happens there. Not much happened, but we'll see what sort of adjustments they made and how they come out here in the second half.
Daly in the shotgun. No safeties in play here, and Daly's up the middle. Daly has a lot of room, out to the 45 to the 50. One big block up the field, and he takes off for the end zone. Sean Daly is in for 6. That's a 68-yard run for the senior on senior night, his second touchdown on the ground.
That's 100 yards just up the middle on first plays of the drive for Sean Daly. That's an impressive job of the offensive line, creating some space for Daly to move, and Daly bouncing that ball to the outside and just getting that block. And he opened the second quarter with a touchdown. Now he's opened the third quarter with a touchdown. Quite the night for the senior.
It's the way you want to go out. Your last regular season home game, and that one's no good. Jake Gandolfo did not quite get a hold of that one, and it's 20-0. So now Roman Catholic will get the football back. They trail by 3 scores.
And, you want to have – you talk about having short memories in sports and wanting to put stuff behind you. You got to forget about that if you're Roman. You got to forget about the first half and really the first play of this second half, and just try to work your way back, and it starts with this drive.
I mean, in a lot of ways, Rob, for Roman Catholic, the defense hasn't played terribly on a play-by-play basis. It's been 2 long gashes from Sean Daly, and then that other touchdown was set up by the fourth down turnover on downs that put LaSalle in good field position. They got down the field and scored that touchdown in the later stages of the second quarter.
Yeah, it's really just been a couple of plays for the defense that have put them in this hole, and not getting much help on the offensive side either. So an opportunity. We'll see what sort of adjustments Roman made on the offensive side of the ball as we get underway for them here in the second half.
Gandolfo will kick this one short, and it is caught after a little bit of a bobble, and now he's going backwards. Tries to get to the outside and scoots out just past the 30-yard line. Miles Jowers was the one that came up with that return.
Kind of bobbled that one in motion. Lucky to hold on to it there. And, like I said, we'll see what Roman comes out with here. It was a lot of running the ball. See what they do to open up this drive here to start their second half.
Rob, it's like how you hold one of those old Kodak pictures where you don't want to get those crummy hands all over the middle. You're kind of holding the outside of it, and then he tucked it away. They hand it off up the middle, and I think that was Ellis. And yes, it is. Ellis is up the middle. Ellis disappeared, a little shimmy, and then up the middle of the field.
And Ellis, it's been him all game. It's really been the offense for Roman, and they've really relied on their running back to use his size and speed and moves to move this ball. And it's what they're coming out here with in the second half, and it's continuing to work for them. Just haven't been able to get the ball into the end zone. We'll see if they can do it here. It's a nice way to start.
Clearly a huge drive here, Rob, for Roman Catholic. Need this one. Need points here. Could use to get them quickly, but you need them on this drive no matter what. The give is to Ellis. Ellis cuts it back again, and they can't take him down. Runs through a defender, and that's an impressive gain of 4 yards.
You might as well keep going to the well. If something's working, you want to stick with it, and Roman wise to continue to do that until LaSalle can find a way to stop it.
Back the spot up about a half yard. So that's a gain of 3. Second down and 7. So Ellis, once again, the deep back. Sharon Cummings under center. 2 receivers to the far side. They'll fire to the outside and thrown to nobody in particular. That one well behind number 5, Amir Lilliston, and inside of where he would have needed to throw it to get to number 8, Chad Booker. He kind of split the two.
Some miscommunication there maybe, or, I don't know what else that could have been. Maybe ball slipping out of the hand, but Roman trying to go to the air there. Thought maybe you'd see Cummings again, but not so much, or Ellis rather. Now they put themselves in a 3rd and long situation, so we'll see how they handle this one.
I think, again, clearly 4 down territory here. It opens up the playbook a little bit if you want to give it back to Ellis on 3rd and long. And they give it to him. He's hit, but now continues upfield. He lost the football. Ball's on the ground. He got it right back. It took a backwards hop, a little bit of backspin on the green there, and came right back into his hands.
Fortunate there, just going down with it. Ball pops out with him and able to recover it, but now you're in a 4th down situation. Like you said, definitely 4 down territory, so just unfortunate to not pick up some positive yardage there, make it a little bit more of a manageable 4th down, but now here you are in a passing situation. We'll see how they handle it.
Fourth down and 9. LaSalle with that 20-point lead. Roman needs the 30-yard line for a 1st down. They drop straight back, fire over the middle, and it's behind the intended receiver, Malachi Harris. Turnover on downs. They had the look they wanted, and the quarterback, Saran Cummings, just couldn't get it there.
So I haven't been able to get to it. Passing game has not been able to click for Roman, and situation there where, just missed his man.
It's unfortunate, Rob, for Roman, because not only are we talking 1st down there, we're talking turning up the sideline and a lot of room to run.
If that ball's on target, Explorers are probably looking at that goose egg being taken off the board. But fortunate that the connection was not made. Cummings just hasn't been able to get into the rhythm tonight, but really, you could say that both quarterbacks through the air haven't, so we'll see what Daly and this offense are able to do here on their 2nd drive.
Here's the give up the middle. Liam Tatlungari inside the 30, taken down to the 25-yard line. The big bruising fullback. Also, the touchdown thrower on Philly. Big year for him. Big night for the senior.
It's been an incredible year for Tatlungari. You always see him. He's kind of that workhorse, coming out for a little bit of a breather maybe after that one, but nice to see him bust one open, get upfield, and getting the love on the sideline as well.
Slung to the outside. They go down low to get it. Nice play there defensively. Picked up there. Saran Cummings, number 4, I think, got in there on the sack. Is that, or the tackle for loss? No, I don't know if that's true. Might have been 45 there, Rob.
There we
Jerome
go.
Best. My apologies.
Almost looked like that ball skipped on the ground, but almost would have rather it skipped on the ground, I think. But
not almost. Yes, you would. Loss of 1.5, 2 yards. I agree.
Over a nice shoelace grab, I guess you could say. But.
That's for sure. By the way, 1-on-1 here on the outside. And they give it to Sam Brown. Sam Brown runs through a defender, but he stayed with him well and really took that running lane away. Ryan Reeder got in that running lane.
Nice job in a 1-on-1 situation to bring down the athletic Brown. And the Explorers now find themselves in their own 3rd and long situation. Set up in decent field position after that Tatlungari run just put them in right outside of the red zone here.
And you say it again, though. I still think 4 down territory. You saw Gandolfo. He struggled with that last point after. See how close they would have to get to give him the opportunity. Daly fires to the outside, brought in by Diarra, and they say incomplete. They were fighting for the football as he went out of bounds, and before he possessed it, that foot was on the right line, or the white line, I should say, and that's good defense by Amir Lilliston.
Yeah, nice job by Diarra to bring it in, but was not able to maintain his inbounds position. So And it looks like they are going to attempt to go for
the field goal.
The field goal with Gandolfo here. So
this is a 40-yarder here, Rob.
Really going to test that boot.
4-0 from Jake Gandolfo. Oh, man, and a mistake there.
Take it.
Wow.
So now that's going to be intentional grounding, and the Roman Catholic Cahalites will get it at the spot. So that was just a bad snap, hold, etc. They couldn't get it down for Jake Gandolfo to even have the attempt from 40 yards.
Unfortunately,
I think that snap was what really the issue there, just a very low snap.
Yeah, first real, freezing, not freezing cold, not 30-some degrees here, but, it's getting colder, so the ball's a little slicker. Unfortunate to not be able to control that snap. And would have liked to have seen the attempt there, see what Gandolfo couldn't do from 40, but here we are.
So now in high school, they get that football back from where the last snap occurred. And whatever that flag was did not back up the Explorer defense.
Offsides.
And now they give it right up the middle and taken down there by Dylan Traynor. Traynor and a cavalcade of Explorers. It was Brendan Fresco getting the jump right at the line of scrimmage.
And a late flag.
A little bit of extracurriculars, it looked like there.
A pile that just didn't want to come down, so it was going to get scrappy there.
And it goes against the Explorers, so that 15 yards will take Roman Catholic down the field, improve their field position as they look to get on the board here in the third quarter. 7:48 to play in the third quarter.
And those are the kinds of things, if you're the Explorers, you got the lead. No need for those kinds of penalties. All they're going to do is give Roman some momentum, and you don't need that. You don't need that on senior night. You don't need that any night, but.
So Ron Cummings under center. Two backs in the backfield. Fresco again jumped it well, and this one a blown-up play as Ellis is fortunate to get a half yard after he ran right into Cummings on the intended handoff.
Just a nice job of timing that snap. Fresco's figured something out, and maybe it's with the cadence or whatnot, but his last couple of plays just been able to jump up right to the line, kind of get that little bounce step going, and break into the backfield to create some havoc here for Roman.
Second down and 9. Clock ticks, 7:04 to play third quarter. LaSalle with that 20-0 lead, trying to protect that clean sheet, that goose egg, as you said, Rob. Drop straight back, firing, and it incomplete. Unfortunately, intended for Ryan Reuter there. Unfortunately, Saran Cummings just doesn't seem to have it from an accuracy perspective tonight. Just not his night so far.
No, and credit the Explorers there. They left him with no time whatsoever to find a man, even if he wanted to. Just all kinds of pressure in the backfield right away. Just getting through that offensive line, no blocking up front.
Third down and 9. 6:52. Clock stopped here in the third. One-on-one coverage on the outside. LaSalle committing guys up the middle. Again, a good, and it's fumbled. No, incomplete. Immediately called incomplete. Wow. Brendan Fresco has jumped this snap count 3 times. He is all over the place and getting in the backfield immediately.
Lucky to get that arm moving forward on that one. Refs very emphatically, signaling that it was an incomplete pass. But just, again, like you said, just Fresco timing that, call the snap count, and, getting into the backfield and, again, just, blowing things up for Roman and forcing the punt.
That's one of those things as an opposing offense, just kind of breaks your will a little bit. I mean, you want to certainly change that cadence as that one is blocked. They got a piece of it, and it's out of bounds just beyond the 50-yard line. So LaSalle is getting after it in the backfield of the Roman Catholic offense, in the backfield when Roman Catholic's trying to punt it away.
The adjustments you talk about on defense for LaSalle is just straight up pressure. Getting into the backfield and and just not giving Roman any time to create any kind of offense there on that drive, and that was just an impressive showing up front, led by number 30, Mr. Fresco. So, real impressive, statement made by LaSalle there to open the second half on defense.
1st and 10 for the Explorers. They'll sweep it to the outside. Nice catch there by Sam Brown. Brown to the outside. Brown down to the 30. Brown stays in bounds and then eventually steps out. They're going to mark him out of bounds back just outside the 20-yard line. And that time, Rob, Amir Lillison, number 5, he actually had a road to the outside. He cut in a little bit, and there is a flag back there.
Oh.
But that's what gave Sam Brown the outside. Lillison's got to set that edge and force him back to the middle.
Yeah, that was just unfortunate that you get was that block in the back?
Yes.
Get that call there, because that was just a gorgeous run by Brown, and a little bit of a, not backbreaker necessarily, but you're a little frustrated on offense to have that happen, where get the nice big gain on first down and it's just called back.
Daly will get the call from Joe Wade on the sideline, and we'll discuss it with his troops. They'll come out in a shotgun look. Tatlungari and Brown. The give is to Brown. They had trouble with that handoff, and that results in a run for no gain.
Wondering if Daly wanted to hold on to that one, and Brown was like, nah, I'm taking it. If that was an RPO situation there. But,
it was, absolutely.
Just neither guy wanting to give up the ball. So, and, not sure, even if Daly would have held on to it, there was just a lot of pressure. Explorers weren't able to establish their blocking up front. And, you go from that big gain that gets called back, and now you're looking at 2nd and 16. Time to make something happen for the Explorers.
More than halfway through this third. 5:50 to play. Daly drops straight back and throws to the outside, and that one is incomplete. They say incomplete. It was close, but I don't think he ever had control of that football.
No, not at all. I see Roman picking up the ball and running, but that was just...
I don't think it was incomplete on the initial touch, though. I actually think he picked that before it hit the ground, but then never was able to really grasp that football.
Never established control of the ball. He did catch it, didn't allow it to hit the ground, but didn't really complete the definition of a catch.
So now 3rd down and long, 3rd and 15, 5:40 to play, third quarter. LaSalle with that 20-0 lead. Here's a screen play, and it was right in the passing lane. Nearly intercepted by Roman Catholic, and LaSalle will have to punt. Amir Lilliston that time made up for it, for that missed assignment on the last run that ended up getting called back. And he got right in, sniffed that out from the beginning.
Yeah, just a nice job blowing that up. And, again, I hate to call back to it, harken back to it, but, that was a situation where LaSalle, mistakes, self-inflicted wounds, with the penalty, calling that big gain back, and now you're in a situation where you're forced to punt.
That one a driving low kick and takes a little bit of a LaSalle hop, and now back Roman Catholic's way. Picked up at the 33-yard line, and that's where the Cahillites will start again on offense.
So you go from a situation, obviously you're feeling comfortable on defense, but you go from a situation where you were looking at putting points on the board, establishing a really strong second drive of this second half, but the penalty, something that, looking ahead into the, as you move into the playoffs, you got to clean up if you're LaSalle, because we've seen it the last couple of weeks here where, they've had a lot of these self-inflicted wounds and, taking bad penalties, and it's really put a damper on their offense.
New quarterback in the game. This is Jeffrey Grasso. Grasso drops straight back. And now comes up the middle of the field. There's a flag coming in late, and he's taken down there by number 49, Timothy Barrett, for LaSalle after a gain of 6. But I think this one's coming back, Rob.
Yeah, it definitely looked like holding up front. That kind of stuff can happen when your quarterback is holding on to the ball. You're not sure what's happening behind you. It's a passing play when you're an offensive lineman, so you're expecting that ball to be out of the quarterback's hands and thrown downfield, but when he holds it and you're kind of scrambling around looking for where he is, trying to find a block, you're in a situation where you're likely to hold.
And here's some bad news for Roman Catholic, Rob. Shamar Ellis, number 25, down in the backfield. He's been everything for them today.
You do not like to see that.
So you certainly hope that Shamar is okay. We'll take a break as they attend to Shamar Ellis here on BLS.
Ford is Mayfair's neighborhood Ford store.
Nobody knows your neighborhood like Dunphy Ford.
Nearly 40 years.
Right here on Frankfurt Avenue.
Generation after generation, our neighbors continue to be our customers. We have access to the cars and trucks you want with financing you need.
Dunphy Ford is Northeast Philly's first choice for America's #1 brand. 7700 Frankfurt Avenue in Mayfair. Online at www.dunphyford.com.
Come experience the Dunphy difference. You'll be glad you did.
What does your character look like? Does it bounce back after each setback? Does it stand out by standing up? Does it make good on good intentions? Character is invisible until it's not. Only through action will the world know what it's made of, what you're made of. Find out how you can strengthen the character of your community alongside empowered veterans and families of the fallen at travismanion.org.
I would say that LaSalle is dynamic.
Welcome back. Good to see Ellis off the field. And now with 4:39 to play in the third quarter, Roman Catholic will start their march down the field. But it was
They jumped.
a lot of movement there. Nothing. And the Explorers are able to take him down. So what was a huge loss and penalty against Roman Catholic now sets them up way, way behind the chains. Now
Wow.
2nd and 28.
Didn't realize how far back that it's.
Commercial break
Talk
will
about,
do that to you, Rob.
Yeah, right. Talk about being off schedule. Second and a mile here.
So
Not sure.
they got about 3 back. It was, I believe, 1st and 30. So now
That's something.
they need to get all the way out to their own 43-yard line for a first down. Grasso takes the snap. Grasso now drops back. He's running out of time, gets hit, and it's actually incomplete. It was right into the hands of the wide receiver. Somehow got out there at the 25-yard line, but it was dropped.
Fortunate. Still would have been, 3rd and long there. Or I'm sorry, 3rd and long. But, a little bit low. Dangerous to see your quarterback running backwards on a 3rd and 28, basically into his own end zone.
Well, seriously, I mean, it would have been a gain of 6 if the ball was caught, but it was thrown about 30 yards in the air.
It's crazy.
Third down, 25, 3:37 to play third quarter.
Where are you going in your playbook for this one?
Philly. Drops straight back. Boy, he drops a long way, doesn't he? And dropped by Malachi Harris. That one was in the hands of Harris. It wasn't going to go much further. He was bundled up by LaSalle guys, but dropped that one and will send the punt unit out.
Yeah, it looked like a 8-9 step drop. Obviously not that far, but feels like he drops a mile before
I don't know,
he's
man.
able to. Might have been close.
Yeah, trust your instincts, Rob.
But, putting himself a little bit way behind the line of scrimmage, has to throw it 10 yards before it even gets back to the line.
Ryan Flaherty now on to punt for the Cahillites. Back deep to receive for the Explorers. Heels on his own 48 is Luke Hardy. Flaherty, decent punt there, and Hardy makes the catch, does a little tumble, and LaSalle will start just inside their own 50.
Makes it fun, doesn't he?
Oh, absolutely.
Love watching Hardy catch the ball on punts. Kind of a pastime, Some of those circus catches.
Listen, he just wants to increase your heart rate a little bit. He's thinking about your health, Rob.
I appreciate that,
Now get out there and run some laps on the track, Rob. Now
feel
you
like
got
I
your
could.
heart rate up.
Whew.
3:28 left. LaSalle 20-0 in kind of a sleepy second half thus far. They scored on the first play of the quarter, and it's been nothing on either side since. Really no good chances for either side.
Really need to see LaSalle eliminate the penalties, eliminate the mistakes here, and keep this offense on schedule.
Daly drifts, now comes to his strong side, has to make one Merson. That's a really good tackle there over the middle. Number 45, Jerome Best. We've said his name a lot tonight as he comes out of the linebacking core.
That's unfortunate for Daly. Obviously was keeping his eyes downfield, looking to find something. Nothing was happening, and in that sort of situation, when you're out of the pocket, and you're well out of the pocket, you can get rid of the ball there as a quarterback. Just the ball.
My man
back
Jerome
to the
Best.
line.
Look at him.
He's having fun.
He's laughing.
Doing
He's having a good time.
Little sprinkler action.
Little
Making
disco.
it happen. Making it happen, but
I think I said it earlier in this game. Only in high school football. I tell you what, fantastic. Sam Brown on the toss sweep. He's got a lot of room to the edge, and is taken out of bounds at the 48. Great play there by the Explorers. I think the more you can get him out on the edge, the better.
yeah, and we were just talking to LaSalle coaches during one of those breaks and mentioning Brown and kind of the athlete that he is and how much fun they're having getting in the ball in his hands and letting him just be an athlete. As a freshman, kind of just this game experience is so invaluable to a guy like Brown, and just being able to get the ball to him, let him do his thing, and it's been working tonight for the Explorers and this offense, and it's nice to see it. Even though it is senior night, nice to work some freshmen into this as well.
Well, and you want to talk about the future. You're asking about LaSalle's football future. It's guys like that. Daly flicks it over and in and out of the hands of Sam Brown. So now 4th down and 8. And I wouldn't be surprised to see the punt unit out for the Explorers.
Gandolfo.
He's halfway onto the field.
He
was at
was.
the hash mark.
Gandolfo wanted to see the punt unit as well, but
Now they do. Gandolfo out to the hash marks, coming back, darts back out, then back. Sean Daly talking to Joe Wade.
keeping us guessing.
Little fake out. Now Malachi Harris will be back deep to receive for Roman Catholic. A high snap. Gandolfo takes his time and fires away. Takes a decent hop inside the 15-yard line. Picked up there by Brendan Fresco at the 14. And that's where Roman Catholic will start with the football again. We'll see if it's Jeffrey Grasso or if they go back to Saran Cummings. Unfortunately, the answer just doesn't seem to be from either of them tonight.
Yeah, to go back to LaSalle's offense, though, quickly before we start talking about the next Roman drive here, that's just a situation again where, you get one play. Oh, pause for the flag.
Yeah, an illegal formation against LaSalle. And so it looks like Roman Catholic's going to make LaSalle punt this football again.
Yeah,
I would do the same thing.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a nice. LaSalle got a nice hop on that, so might as well force Gandolfo to do it again. But we could talk about it now, even though they're punting again. It's just another situation here for LaSalle where they kind of get themselves behind the chains. That sack on first down kind of doesn't let you stick to sort of your normal playbook, your normal play calling, and forces you.
I have never seen a team, that is as safe can be in terms of that punt unit. And now that takes a LaSalle hop, and that gets to within about 3 yards of where it was before, so perhaps he could have elected to take the 5-yard from there. Again, you don't know ahead of time. I think it was the right call, but Gandolfo
Certainly.
put it within 3 yards of where he had put it before after the 5-yard penalty.
It's a nice boot by Gandolfo.
But, man, I tell you, you would think maybe down 20-0 in the third, offense getting nothing going. Maybe you'd go after a punt. But doesn't seem to be something Roman's ready to try at this time.
See if they can't make something happen on offense here.
1:24 to play in the third. Again, just that one touchdown in the third quarter here. It was on the first play of the half. And it's been a defensive struggle since then. They fake to give. Grasso fires it deep, puts some air under it, and Malachi Harris comes down with it. Big-time play from number 14, Harris. And Zaire McLaren was down for just a second for LaSalle. I saw this kid, Malachi Harris, play in some 7-on-7 stuff last summer, and he can go get the football for a little guy. That was impressive.
That was nice. Way to just go up and get the ball. That's a very athletic play there by Malachi, and just coming down on top of the defender. I'm sure that did not feel good to his ego or to his body there, but just a nice throw too. Nice
Hung
job.
in there.
Yeah, way to go up and get it, and put the ball where only his receiver could get it.
Grasso under center. They fake the give. Barrett is on him. He gets rid of it and throws it away. It was a good thing because Brendan Fresco and Timothy Barrett for LaSalle were off the edge quick.
Those are some footsteps you are sure to hear. I mean, not only because they're big guys, but just because they are coming quick, and they leave you little time. When they get through the line, they're going to come after you, and just a nice job by Grasso there to stay on his feet and stay healthy and able to keep going in this one, because that could have been bad.
Second down and 10, 44 seconds left in the third. LaSalle defense trying to get another stop after a big play up the field from Grasso to Malachi Harris, who started to put Roman Catholic out of the shadow of their own goal line. They'll snap it from the 40. Grasso straight back. Now scoots to his right. Good throw and catch there, and up the field they go. So Roman will get a couple extra yards. They say that the clock continues to run, according to that line judge. And it's 23 seconds left here in the quarter. Clock continues to run.
That was a nice job by Grasso to keep the play alive. Looked like it early on there. He wanted to launch it downfield, but decided otherwise, held on, and still was able to get a good gain there on second down. Make this a third and very manageable.
See if they get it off here. There's 5 seconds left, now down to 4. And they do get the snap off, and LaSalle able to make the big stop there. A loss of 2 at the horn here in the third quarter. Wrong sport. No horn. But that's the end of 3.
It's all good.
LaSalle leads 20-0 over Roman Catholic, and we'll be back for one more quarter of play in just a minute here on BLS.
Prepared. Active. Diverse. Brotherhood. Family.
Ford is Mayfair's neighborhood Ford store.
Nobody knows your neighborhood like Dunphy Ford.
Nearly 40 years.
Right here on Frankfurt Avenue.
Generation after generation, our neighbors continue to be our customers. We have access to the cars and trucks you want with financing you need.
Dumpy Ford is Northeast Philly's first choice for America's #1 brand. 7700 Frankfurt Avenue in Mayfair. Online at www.dumpyford.com.
Come experience the Dumpy difference. You'll be glad you did.
We welcome you back as we turn from the third to the fourth here at Plymouth White Marsh High School. Bob Long, Rob Stott, back with you as always to broadcast LaSalle High School football.
Our last quarter of the regular season, Bob.
Can't hold anything back now.
Going to let out as many Madden references as possible.
Grasso fires over the middle, and it's intercepted,
Oh!
but dropped. Oh, I thought he had it. Looked like it was going the other way, in and out of the hands of Jordan Heaton. But with the coverage, they'll force fourth down. But that's not going to feel good as he comes off the field. No.
Not at all. That's, obviously temperature maybe has a little bit to do with that. As the weather gets a little cooler here, ball gets a little slicker. But need some gloves, need some stickum. Need to make that one. Obviously, you're getting the ball back here, but
oh, that's right. It was fourth down. Excuse me. My apologies.
But still, it's always always good to have that tabbed on the stat sheet.
And perhaps 7 points on the board with all that room ahead of him. Now in the pistol. They'll hand it off to Abdul Carter through the tackles and continues to churn forward. That'll be right up near the line, I think about 1.5 yards short. That's what you want. I mean, that is strength in between the tackles.
Now you're seeing a lot of the swapping in and out of freshman backs here. So senior night, but young guys getting an opportunity to get some work in this last game of the season.
It's Liam Tatlangari in the backfield along with Daly. They hand it up the middle to Tatlangari. They needed one. They got what looks like one. It'll be right at the marker. I'm thinking first down based on the spot. And indeed.
Yep.
First down, Explorers.
Senior doing what he's done best. Just getting the ball in short yardage situations and driving it over that line to gain. He's a very reliable, downhill runner. Tatlangari is tucking in behind his lineman and going to work.
Empty set here. Watch for Brown coming across. Now he does. They fake the give, and it's Daly up the middle. Bouncing to the outside. Inside the 20. Inside the 10. Touchdown, Sean Daly. His third of the night. His third of more than 25 yards on the ground. And he's having one heck of a senior night.
Kid's got a hat trick. There's a wrong sport there, too, but wrong sport reference, but we'll go with it. And got to feel good for the senior on senior night to be able to put the ball in the end zone 3 times. And really, I'd love to see the yardage stats at the end of this one for Daly on the ground, but it's just been an impressive night for the senior and really coming into form here as a running quarterback here the last couple of weeks, and nice to see him put another one in for the Explorers as they line up to go for 2 to make up for that point.
They're going for 2 here. They fire to the outside, and it's dropped there. It wasn't a great throw to Luke Hardy. Would have been asking a lot, but dropped there. The Explorers now lead 26-0 against Roman Catholic. Here in the fourth quarter with 10:51 to play. Sean Daly, ladies and gentlemen, a huge night for him on senior night. He's a guy that it's well documented. He had to come in as the starting quarterback in the third game of the season. They started dropping him straight back and kind of running that traditional offense. And very quickly they realized that he had other assets and other ways to be utilized that would utilize his strengths the best. And they've really made this offense an option-style offense, one where you're rolling him out to the side, putting together some screenplays, and he has responded in a huge way to that offensive strategy and game plan. And really, really got to feel good for him to have this type of senior night in a role that at the beginning of the year, I don't think you would have thought, or he would have thought, that he would have been in.
No,
great for the senior.
Having that kind of skill set as a quarterback, what that does as a defense is it really makes them commit one other defender to have to guard you, and opens up more things, more options for you downfield. When you are in a passing situation, it's a great weapon to have, for an offense. And LaSalle, these last couple of weeks here, really taking advantage of Daly's skill set and using it to their advantage.
Jake Gandolfo will kick it deep. Good end-over-end kick. Forces Malachi Harris back to his own 5. Malachi Harris, a full head of steam. Harris to the middle of the field. It's a foot race. To the 40, to the 30, to the 20, to the 10. Malachi Harris has taken it all the way back and put Roman Catholic on the board.
Wow. Well, we don't have to worry about the that shutout stat that happened earlier this year. So that doesn't come off the board for the Explorers, but it does tonight, and that's not going to feel good. For special teams, those kind of mistakes, getting out of your lane. Obviously, Malachi is a talent, one that you've talked about already, Bob, but don't like to see those things happen as a team.
Ryan Flaherty on to attempt the extra point. That kick is up, and it is good. 26-7. Roman Catholic keeps their hopes alive. 10:37 to play in the fourth.
So those kinds of quick strikes, you don't like to see them happen. That can really be a momentum swing. Obviously, fourth quarter here time is not on Roman's side, but now you got to come together as a team and make sure that kind of play, that kind of unfortunate event does not have any further impact on this game.
Tell you what, give Malachi Harris a lot of credit, though, because, and we can talk about the fact that maybe the assignments weren't kept inside about the 30-yard line there when he got through that initial pack. But once he got out to the 40, it was simply a foot race to the sideline. And LaSalle guys, it looked like they were going to have the angle for a while until they didn't. Quite simply.
Just turned on the Jets.
And he turned on the Jets.
Just a nice job by him finding that, that space, that open lane. And I mean, once he hit it, it looked like he was gone. So it was maybe a little bit of, thinking that no one was around him, letting guys catch up, play a little game with them, make them think that they might be able to catch him, and then just all of a sudden turning on that extra speed, finding that next gear and putting it away.
LaSalle lining up here with their second layer of guys very tight. Really no other gunners back there, no other blockers back there, almost as if they're anticipating this onside kick, and Roman certainly lined up like they might attempt it. And it is an onside kick picked up there by Luke Hardy, and LaSalle will get up with the football again.
If there's anyone I want to see catch an onside kick, it's Luke Hardy. It was a nice job there, hands team.
That one looked relatively easy, though.
It did. He made it. I'm surprised he didn't make it look a little more difficult. I might have to talk with him after this one.
Absolutely.
Why didn't you make that look? You got to, come on. Give me a little cartwheel, somersault, something. Something, Luke Hardy.
Because we know it's not easy to pick up an onside kick, so you got to at least make us think that was difficult.
Make it a little dramatic.
So who's on the line of scrimmage?
So now it's Sam Brown, the deep back. They'll give it to him. Up the middle, gets about 3. Right on the 50-yard marker. In between the P and the W.
That's, I think, the second time tonight we've seen Hardy take the ball up the middle. Haven't seen a lot of that this season.
For Sam Brown.
Or, I'm sorry, Sam Brown, not Hardy. Hardy got Hardy on the mind. No, but Sam Brown taking the ball up the middle, something I think we'll maybe see a little more of, as they work this freshman into the offensive game plan a little more.
Brown once again deep in the backfield. 2 receivers out wide. They have 2 tight ends. And the give is to Sam Brown. Brown with a gain of 1.
And that's something, obviously, when you're giving the ball to a guy like Brown when he's in motion, coming like we've seen on those jet sweeps to the outside, it's really, you don't have much time or really the opportunity to look around and try to find, pick your spot and hit that hole. But, a different wrinkle for him, having to take the ball up the middle, kind of bounce around, make guys miss, and see where he can't get the ball up through the line of scrimmage. So something he'll have to learn and develop as he starts to become the focal point of this offense moving forward.
3rd down and 6. Abdul Carter, the deep back, Carter up the middle. He's got a first down and keeps churning. Gets to the 40-yard line, a first down on the gain of 9.
Working another freshman. There's the other freshman, Abdul Carter, getting his opportunities, his chance to carry the ball and making the most of it there, picking up a huge first down for the Explorers.
Remember, the Explorers down right now. Don't like to see that. That's number 71, Ronnie Ross. Saw him honored before senior night tonight. He's one of those guys. He is just tremendous. He played a lot on the defensive line last year. Haven't called his name quite as much being on the O-line. Unfortunately, Rob, just not quite as glorious as getting in there and making those sacks, but no less important.
Nah, certainly, and has done, you don't want to call his name. You don't want to hear your name as an
right.
offensive lineman. So
Other than that was a tremendous block there that sprung Manny Keelis for a touchdown, that type of thing.
Exactly. So, that's a kudos to Ross for what's been a tremendous year for him in this offensive line.
Liam Tatlangari up the middle. He almost gets to the next first down marker, and a flag comes in late.
Right at the spot where they went down. So, assuming
Roman Catholic's clapping. We'll see what the call is. It came in right at the line to gain as well. Don't know whether without the penalty it would have been a first down or not. This may, that will certainly wipe that out. So a 15-yard penalty. It'll back it up.
Interesting.
From the spot of the conclusion of the run.
Here's some cheering from the LaSalle faithful here. As you see some guys coming in and out, it being senior night, I'm sure we'll start seeing some of those seniors that maybe don't get to see too much of the field work their way into this lineup.
They are excited. Robert Ballet, the sophomore lineman at 6'1", 286 into the game. You saw some of the Explorers getting fired up about that entry to the game. Clock is sitting at 8:51 to play in this fourth and final quarter.
Albert Rauch, senior wide receiver, also lined up top of your screen right now. Number 46.
And now the ball is misspotted here. Actually, you know what? The ball, it looks to me to be properly spotted. What they ended up doing was they gave LaSalle a first down and then backed it up 15 yards. Now it's 1st and 10. So They lost 5, but earned the first down. And here we go. The give is to Sam Brown. Brown off tackle, gain of 2. Roman Catholic stepping up a little bit here defensively.
Yeah, they have to. They're in a spot where their backs are kind of against the wall. The clock is, as we said, not in their favor right now. So they need to stop, and they need it now if they have any hopes of getting back into this one.
I think it's one as well. Sam Brown, he's done so many good things to the outside. Might not quite be there in terms of the decision-making in between the tackles. I think you're seeing Tatlangari identify the holes a little bit better, and that's something he'll have to work on. Here is the flip to Tatlangari, taken down after a gain of 2. Good tackle on the outside by number 5, Amir Lilliston.
Nice job by Lilliston, making sure that he wrapped up Tatlangari. Nice job by Daly, too, rolling out, finding Tatlangari. Didn't have much of a window to get it to him, but did so, and at least got a couple of yards out of it, so this is more of a, still 3rd and long, 3rd and 7, but
hey,
better
you like
than
this,
nothing.
Rob? You like this? Khalil Diarra getting the call from the sideline. He'll take the direct snap.
Something we had been told we might see a little bit of, so now we get to see it first time tonight.
Second time
tonight.
But the first one was right at the goal line. He runs up the middle. He runs through tacklers. He'll be a yard short. 4th down and 1. Keep that offense right on the field, Rob.
Absolutely. Big man just taking the ball, taking that snap, and getting upfield, getting near a first down. Maybe do it one more time. How about?
Boy, he looks a little gassed coming over to talk to Joe Wade. And Sean Daly's over there as well. I think DR is going to take a seat.
He is. Nice job, though, by the big man to get this offense into a spot where it's a 4th and 1. So big play, obviously, but in this situation because of the strong run by Diarra.
I formation. The deep back is Abdul Carter. And it's Tat Lungari. He got close. I don't think he got it. The marker was right at the 40. The referee coming in between the 41 and the 40. And Roman Catholic is going to get LaSalle off the field. And Rob, still 6:42 to go. If they can get down the field here quickly, perhaps can keep themselves in the game.
Yeah, unfortunate there. You gave the ball to your senior on senior night, unable to pick up the first down there. But now it's your defense. Now it's time for them to step up, and you don't want to give Roman an opportunity to get back into this one. So this turns into a very big drive here as this clock is winding down.
First down and 10 from their own 36-yard line. They'll change the play at the line. Grasso goes under center. Here comes a screen. To the outside they go. They get one block, and it's taken down. Boy, he almost lost that football as he was taken down by Dylan Traynor at the 39.
Nice job hanging on to it there by McLeod, but also nice job by Traynor to make sure that play ended right where the ball was caught.
Under 6:20 to play. Fourth quarter, LaSalle with that 26-7 lead. And it's Grasso, the quarterback. We mentioned, Rob, LaSalle already guaranteed that 2 seed in the District 12 Quad A, or should say 6A now, as of 2 years ago, 6A playoffs. Low snap, ball's on the ground. Grasso still can get rid of it, but not before the Explorers get on him. Dylan Traynor got a hand on him, as did Paul Jennings, and a combo sack for the Explorer defensive line.
Excellent job there by the Explorers. Obviously, bad snap creates that play, but nice job getting home and not letting Grasso get the ball away and just bringing him down right where he was and putting Roman back in a third and very long situation here.
Under 5 minutes, 30 seconds to play here in the fourth. Roman's going to split 3 receivers out wide. Malachi Harris, Ivan Thorpe, and Ryan Reeder.
I was going to say out very wide, but it looks like they were going for the timeout.
I think about 3 guys knew that they were calling a timeout, and now the tardy folks from the KLites will make their way over to the sideline. 5:18 to play fourth quarter. LaSalle leading 26-7, and we don't know what time the game will be next week, but I assume that it'll be Friday night at 7, and we'll be here for you.
Back right here. Got the word that it will be at Plymouth Whitemarsh High School.
You breaking news here on BLS, Rob?
I may be.
Did you get that from Adam Schefter?
He texted me and let me know. The NFL insider doubles as a high school football insider.
There you go. Nice to be in that Rolodex, huh?
Yeah, right. Tried to find out, what's happening in London this weekend, but
how about if the Eagles are picking up LaShawn McCoy? You hear any news there?
Something. I heard LaShawn. I heard about Deshaun. So there's a.
What about Sean Daly? Anything there?
Nothing that Adam wasn't too keen. You never know.
All the Seans.
Hasn't yeah.
Third down and long. Grasso in the shotgun. He'll fire over the middle, and it's caught, but then dropped. Oh, baby. Number 23, TJ Meacham, comes in and just erases what would have been a big-time pass and right at the first down marker.
A little flex in there by Meacham, and he should. That would have been a completed pass, but absolutely leveling the receiver and breaking up the play, forcing a punt here for Roman Catholic.
The junior defensive back, brother of Charles. He's going to be big time in this offense, or I should say defense, again next year. Although, heck of an athlete, why not? Why not throw him out there on offense?
Seen a lot of two-way players on this team, so, hey, use your weapons.
You saw a couple of the LaSalle coaching staff on the sideline, Rob, motion to Luke Hardy to call for a fair catch immediately. And now there's a fake. Thorpe has a long way to go. He's going to get it. And he continues onward. Roman Catholic pulls off the trick play and scores the touchdown.
Ooh, boy.
73 yards.
Wow. That's impressive. That was well executed. Just a nice job catching this Explorers defense, special teams there, sleeping, expecting the punt. Clock's winding down. You're expecting to get the ball back, and I mean, nice job selling it by the punter, faking that high snap, and credit Roman. I mean, they knew what they were doing, and putting themselves right back in this game. Still 5 minutes. Now you can say still 5 minutes left on the clock, so plenty of time to make something happen.
The kick is up, and the kick sneaks inside the upright. It's good. 2 special teams touchdowns for the Roman Catholic Cahillites. The first, Malachi Harris took it all the way back on the kickoff. And then Ivan Thorpe, number 15, takes the direct snap on the fake punt and takes it 73 yards to the house.
And all of a sudden, if you're LaSalle, you're starting to get a little anxious on the sidelines. You haven't been able to do anything since, just a couple of big plays. One to start the second half, and Daly again, on a couple drives ago. But it's really been not much since then. So you're kind of letting Roman sneak back into this one. You got to do something on offense. Pressure is all of a sudden on.
26-14, 5:02 to play. Almost certainly, as we mentioned, the onside kick will be coming. Luke Hardy recovered the last attempt. LaSalle was unable to score after that. Now, if there is any consolation for LaSalle here, is that they've given themselves enough breathing room that they would need 2 touchdowns, Roman Catholic would, to come back and win this football game. 11 would give you the opportunity for a touchdown, 2-point conversion, and then field goal. But they would need to relinquish 2 touchdowns to be in any real danger here. That one picked up there by Sam Brown, and that one he had some time to come around it and fall on it. So that's big time there for LaSalle. They needed that.
Yeah.
Get the football back, and Rob, if it's me, I think you put Abdul Carter back in the football game and you run him in between the tackles. Liam Tatlangari, you don't really mess around here. You get a couple first downs and try to get out of here with a win.
Yeah. You got to chew up clock. I mean, that's the kind of situation we're in. I think back kind of almost to the Panthers-Eagles game of last weekend and what should have been done there in the fourth quarter rather than try to milk the clock and use your running backs and get out of there with the W. They let that one slip away. So let's see if Joe Wade and this offense can have a little bit more solid play calling than Doug Peterson.
Pretty good look here from Sean Daly as he gets a gain of 4 yards. It was a good tackle on the outside that time from TJ Fitzpatrick, but it does keep that clock moving down to 4:44. Yeah, that was less than stellar, Rob, that Eagles performance in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, now they get the fun chance to go overseas and try to forget about it. A 9:30 game.
Yes.
Sunday morning. That'll be something interesting.
That's good stuff. You got any plans?
High tea, some biscuits, and some football.
The handoff is to Sam Brown. Made one miss. It'll be 3rd down and short. Clock continues to run, and only now do they call the timeout. They let about 5 seconds off the clock in between Brown being taken down and the timeout being called. So now you're putting all your eggs in this basket. 4:02 to play. Only 1 timeout left after this one. 3rd down and 1. You're selling out for a stop here if you're Roman Catholic.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is it. This is almost your game. You need those 2 scores like we mentioned. So, if you allow LaSalle to pick up the first down here, it's just about, all she wrote.
Take this opportunity to remind everybody once again that this game and all season long we've been sponsored by Dunphy Ford in the Northeast. Thanks to Kevin once again for stepping up, helping us out, allowing us to improve our technology, improve our picture quality, improve our graphics capabilities, and to continue to put this product out here to pay Rob his exorbitant salary.
Get my Dunkin' Donuts every week. Sorry, unofficial plug there for Dunkin', but they keep me going.
Well, as long as you keep accepting that as form of payment, I am happy to have you around. I kid, Rob. You do a tremendous job. I appreciate it. Carter to the outside. Oof. Nice bounce there. He laid a big hit about 2 yards beyond the line of the first down marker. And it is a first down for LaSalle.
Excellent job. Had him bottled up in the backfield, did Roman, but Carter just using his elusiveness to break a couple tackles, split outside, and pick up that huge first down and keep this clock moving.
Number 17, Gavin Daly into the game, the sophomore quarterback, standing at 5'10", 157. Of course, that's at the beginning of the year. My man might have beefed up in the time between then and now. Here's the give to Abdul Carter. Carter hit about 2 yards past the line, and he'll go down there. 3:29 to play. Clock continues to tick. Roman Catholic with 1 timeout remaining, trailing by 12 here in the fourth.
And it's chew up the clock time. This is it. You know, the Explorers got their first down. Roman, limited timeouts, 1 left. Looks like they're going to hang on to it for now. But get the opportunity for LaSalle to see some new faces work into this offense as they just continue to chew up clock.
Under 3 minutes to play in this final regular season matchup in 2018 for LaSalle. Tatlingari goes off tackle, taken down after a gain of 2, stays in between the hash marks, and the clock continues to run. Might be worthwhile for Roman to have called a timeout here.
Now, certainly,
and
third
they'll
down.
Wait another 4 or 5 seconds and then call the timeout.
So again, another chance for, well, now certainly a chance. LaSalle, you pick up this timeout. That's basically, that will be just about all she wrote. You can almost run the clock down at least under a minute. And we didn't do this. We didn't do this. We didn't do it, but there's 2:30 left.
Yes, sir.
There's 2:30 left. And why not? Why not make the shout out for where you at? Tell us one last time, Check in with us on Twitter, @BobLongSports. Let us know where you're watching from, and we'll give you one of the final shout outs of this year, at least during the regular season.
Yes, sir.
One more regular season. Where you at?
Where you at? Hey, want to also give a big shout as well to Tyler Kern, who's done a great job helping us out all year long. I think you guys, Rob and Tyler, created a really nice chemistry this year doing these games.
It's fun to have someone in the booth with that on-field knowledge. Obviously, we can sit up here, call plays, offer some analysis, but to kind of get inside the head of someone who's been in
that golden helmet.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. Who's been out there on the defensive line for this program on this field.
It's a unique perspective.
A push towards that first down marker. It will be close. Referee's coming in past the line, it looks like, and they will give him that spot. Still haven't waved those chains forward, but I think they will. Tim Melman.
Maybe
carried. Oh, wow. So, okay, so
measure?
They put him back at the 38-yard line. The referee was... Oh, no, okay, so they did give him the first down.
Yeah.
So it was the chain gang a little bit behind.
Nearside guy here is standing in front of the LaSalle coach, nearside judge, and waving. They're not moving.
Everybody's a little bit cold. It's tough to move out there right now. 2:04 left. Clock ticks. They hand it off to Liam Tatlingari, and there's a flag that comes in late. He had the first down. I think people had illusions of Tatlingari taking it to the house.
Give that senior one more chance here during his last regular season game to put that ball in the end zone. But in comes the flag and garner those dreams.
Under 2 to play. Also want to thank Alex Krastowski for being a big part of this as well, doing the camera work a lot this year. He's done that a few times. Colin O'Hara actually was doing the camera when we called Philly, so a big shout out to him. And, of course, Mara Jones turned Mara Long halfway through the season here for doing camera work as well.
Excellent crew. We have a bunch of characters and faces working into this crew, and it's been a fun year.
Clock ticks, 1:49 to play. There is the give again to Melman, and Melman takes it past the original line of scrimmage. 5-yard gain and a timeout called immediately by Roman Catholic.
And one more time, let's give out the shout out to one of our most faithful watchers, and that's Nancy Diani checking in for Griffin Zobel, part of the Zobel family.
Consistent because they've had a lot of talented Zobels come through this program.
They sure have.
And, we certainly saw Garrett be an absolute force on both the offensive and defensive line for many years. Now Griffin, again, I've contended the last couple, 3-4 games. I mean, he's been the best corner on the field, in my opinion. He's got another year at it.
And I know as a wrestler alum here that Garrett was also not only a force on the field here, but also on the mat as well. Impressive wrestler. I don't think he stuck with that into college, but I know that he did make a name for himself, not just in the fall sports programs for LaSalle, but also in the winter.
I want to thank everybody, really. I mean, Nancy, thanks for shouting us out, and we're happy to give you a shout. But thanks to everybody who's been following this program. Obviously, not a swan song here. We're not done. Playoffs next week, but there is a little bit of that sentimental feeling when you get to the end of another regular season football season, that is, and seeing the seniors getting honored in the last game of the season, which is a little bit different than last year. Remember, we were doing senior night in September. So under 30 seconds left in this one. And Gavin Daly will take the knee, and that'll be it. So, like we said, Rob, another great regular season for us. LaSalle, they struggled early. They were 0-3 after 3 games with really, a lot of players that didn't know what their roles were going to be. They've responded in a huge way and went 4-2 in their last 6. Now head into the playoffs with a little bit of momentum, and should be a lot of fun next Friday as they take on Archbishop Ryan, and we'll be here for it, excited to broadcast it as they want one more shot at Ryan, and then if they are so fortunate, maybe one more shot at St. Joe's Prep.
Yeah, they found a way, to fight through the adversity of the early season struggles, and the quarterback change through injury, and able to put themselves in a situation where they are going into the playoffs with a bit of a good feeling. You've got so many pieces working on offense, so many weapons that you've seen work into this team, and it'll be interesting to see how they kind of carry it over into week 1 of the playoffs against Ryan next week back here on this field, and it'll be a fun watch. I'm certainly looking forward to it, and definitely looking forward to calling it with you, Bob.
Yeah, well, I'm looking forward to being back with you as well, my friend. Another great season at this here on BLS, and we'll be back, like we said, next week. Excited to see everybody. That game expected to be Friday, 7 o'clock against Archbishop Ryan. And then for one last time here in the regular season, it will be the alma mater with all the seniors in front of what was a dedicated couple of students that have remained through the cold weather.
Dedicated band, too.
Indeed.
Give it up for this band.
Thanks, everybody, for being with us all season long. We'll be back for the playoffs next Friday night against Archbishop Ryan in a District 12 6A semifinal. For my color commentator and my tremendous cameraman tonight, Rob Stott, I'm Bob Long saying so long from Plymouth White Marsh High School. Your final, LaSalle 26, Roman Catholic 14. We'll talk to everybody real soon.